What's up, guys? Trader Neil here, coming at you with another analysis video. Today, we're going to be going over Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, and a couple of other altcoins today. If you guys like the content and like what you see, I'd really appreciate if you guys hit that like button, that subscribe button, and tap that bell icon so you don't miss any of my videos. So let's go ahead and jump into things. So right now, here on Bitcoin, guys, we got rejected by top side of range here at 71.6, and currently we look to have possibly put in a lower high after that. And so I'm currently not looking to long Bitcoin right at this current price. I'm personally waiting for things to come a little lower, and where I'm specifically looking is this area at the 886 in daily zone, coming in around 65K all the way down to 65.2. And so I can even take a harmonic pull here and get a nice bullish bat. And honestly, guys, looking at things in terms of an overall range here on BTC, if I pull this daily level across, we not only have local support there, but as you guys can see, we're essentially at mid-range of what this entire area is on BTC. You've got highs around 71 to 73K and then lows coming in at 60. And so I'm looking to go long around that 886, DCA at that daily level, and aim for topside of range again. Up until that point, though, I will be patient, sit on my hands, and not make any other moves. Only other thing that we could see is a reversal from current price. And if we do start seeing a push up to the upside, I would be looking for a flip of these local highs on the 12-hour to go long again. All right, so that's my analysis on BTC. Let's jump into Ethereum. So with the ETF news last week, guys, Ethereum's been pretty strong. At the moment, it just looks poised for a pullback. Currently, just looking at ETH on the 4-hour here, you've got your own little range coming in with highs at, go ahead and just use horizontals instead. You've got highs coming in at basically 39.47, and then low side of the range coming in here at 36.38. So for me, I would actually be interested in picking up some ETH around that 36.94 level, get my stops under the bottom of this order block, and aim again for topside of range for something like that. And just looking at ETH on the 12-hour, guys, these levels between 36.30 and 36.94, this is a very strong support for Ethereum. So above those levels, ETH can push all the way to 4K plus. Once you start losing 36.40 on the 12-hour, that's when you can get larger pushes to the downside. First being around 34.70 support, and if that is lost, coming all the way basically down to 3,200. And so coming down for a tap of the support zone to me would provide a nice RR trade on ETH. Could first take profits at the range highs here and then aim for your overall swing highs from March. All right. So looking at that for a possible scenario on Ethereum. Then for Solana, Sol has been one of the stronger altcoins during this uptrend on BTC. 12-hour RSI has a nice reset here on Sol. You're still uptrending here on Sol as well on the 12-hour with higher highs, higher lows. And so until this trend is broken, in my opinion, I don't have a reason for it to reverse until it does. In my opinion, Sol's having a little bit of trouble getting back above this 12-hour support at really is just 170. So if you can get at least a couple candle closures above 170 on Sol on the 12-hour, I'd be looking to potentially take a long all the way back up to this 186 level, finally up to 202 over time. But for now, I would be looking for something like this, a higher high, a closure above like around like 173, 174, and then jumping in on a higher low for a long. And taking it, strategizing it with something like this. Now, if this uptrend gets lost on Sol and you don't get that flip, then I would be looking to potentially long a wick into this support zone between 154 and 159. And I'd be looking to take something like this. All right. So those are my thoughts on Sol. Then a couple of requests that I've had for altcoins are Render, ONDO, and PEPE. So we'll start with Render. So Render seems to have been chopping between this 9.88 and 11.55 range for years now, is what it feels like. This coin is super slow, but just overall looking at it, it looks as if it wants to have a push back up to the upside of range. In my opinion, can you go long here? In terms of RR, you would only be looking for topside of range and having stops below your last lows. Even then, you don't have the best risk reward. So I wouldn't be taking a trade at current market price. If anything, the way I would be doing it is potentially taking a trade on Render here on the 1 hour, seeing that all of these wicks on Render, every single 1 hour wick, the liquidity is still sitting there and it hasn't been taken. I would simply place my stops under, let's say, these two wicks here, because if that liquidity gets taken out, potentially for a move down and then a bounce, then you're still safe in terms of your stops. And you can still aim for topside of your range there. All right. So that's that on Render. And also on the 1 hour, you have a nice RSI reset. So I would not be surprised if this thing starts to pick up steam soon. And then ONDO. So ONDO had a nice run up over the last couple weeks. Thus far, looking at ONDO in terms of a range, it looks to have retested previous range highs here, which is good. And if one were to go long here, this is how I'd play it. I would have a DCA level around this 1.45 region, get my stops below that for a 1 hour close, aim for topside of range, and give it a shot there. If that doesn't work out, then a better RR long comes at a retest of next lows for a sweep, as well as these range highs. So would be looking at something like this. All right. So pretty good opportunity here on ONDO. Easy to strategize and potentially taking profits at these highs. You could leave some for if it has to run up for new highs, maybe 1.4 to 1.5. And then last coin we'll look at today, guys, is PEPE coin. So we're hitting everything today. We got RWA, memes, and AI in here. So looking at PEPE, PEPE went ahead and it broke down of this topside range here. With this 1 hour close, that was your indicator that PEPE was going to go down further. And now it looks to be taking out the stops at these wicks. You've got a couple of different areas to be aware of on PEPE on the way down. So guys, looking at PEPE coin here, the way that I'm viewing it is we had a nice sweep of these 1 hour lows here on PEPE with a bounce here not only at the golden pocket, but you have 1 hour bullish divergence here in the RSI. So for me, we're not surprised if we get a nice bounce here in PEPE. I'd be looking for something like this, take profits at these previous range highs, and then let it ride if we get a nice hit here. But conditions here look good for a nice bounce. And if this doesn't work out, then I would start looking at these wicks for potential trade opportunities. Higher time frames here in Pepe, starting to look a little cooked, not going to lie. You've got 12-hour bearish divs on the RSI here after that reset. And so even though this run we might get a nice bounce here on Pepe, I would be careful trying to take any swing longs. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for today. If you guys enjoy the content, I would, like I said, really appreciate if you guys could like and subscribe. Other than that, I will catch you guys next week for a new video. All right, peace.